Finally. Here we go. Nearly 2 years after the opening of Disneyland on April 29th, 1957, Walt Disney invited Shirley Temple down to open the doors to the inside of that magic castle.
Shirley Temple cut the ribbon, and it was her son's birthday, and so that made it extra special for her.
When the castle opened, the response was incredible because Walt had put in some amazing things that were what we call today interactive experiences, where the guests were asked to add their echo to the bottomless pit. Hello! Or snore in a sleeping sequence. But to create an experience where we're inviting you to interact with it, inviting you to spend as much time and to flow at your leisure through it, he was inviting all kinds of calamities and unexpected things that we learn through doing this experience.
When Walt originally envisioned the castle, he had a route that he set up, and they set the plan up. There was a portion where on the second floor you actually went outside the castle.
You were kind of looking out over the turrets and parapets of the castle at different knights and things who had fallen asleep.
Walt walked it and said, "This isn't going to work."
Drawings for another version of that space show up as architectural drawings a month after the opening. And what they ended up putting in that space are scary-looking medieval doors. And the gag was that you would walk up to the keyhole, put your eye in, and you would see some goons from Maleficent's castle in blacklight looking back at you.
The eyes were mirrors, and the mirrors were shaped in different fashions so that it would reflect your eye. And if you blinked, it blinked. And it looked real, like the goons were back there.
In another keyhole, there was a barrel with probably 50 little mirrors in them that would reflect 50 little eyes back at you.
The mirrored eyes, each one had to be measured very precisely.
So you'd be actually looking at your own eye floating in space where the goon's eye should be. So people would really stop and take their time to look into these keyholes.
And all of a sudden the line started backing up through the room, down the stairway, down into the next area. And everyone's saying, "I wonder what's going on up there. Why aren't we moving?"
They ended up shutting down that space, just putting basically a velvet rope across it and closing it down.
There's a happy ending to the story. We did recreate the entire Baxter experience as it was back in 1957, which will be a key feature, this bonus element on the disc. We showed it to Disneyland management, and there's been new management brought in, and they didn't even know the castle ever was open. And so Ed said, "Gee, will my key open the door to the castle?" And I said, "Sure it will. Your key will open any door at Disneyland." And he went out, walked through it, and he said, this is such an important icon to the world, this has to happen. So we were granted the wish, if you will, and the Sleeping Beauty Castle is going to be restored, not just to the look that Ivan Duro created in there originally. We're going to bring a lot of that back, and some new surprises for everyone too. But we came up with, before the last leaves of autumn fall, Sleeping Beauty will once again grace the castle wall. Now in California, leaves fall all the way to January. So it'll take some time, that's what you're saying. Fantastic, I can't wait. I just wanted to say one thing. If you're familiar with the beautiful icon castle that we did in Paris, this guy here, Frank, painted that image there.